Hello, my dear students. Today we will take the another lesson, that is materials, metals, and non-metals. Uh, in our surroundings, we have seen many different materials, and these materials can be classified into different groups based upon their properties. Like that, these materials can be classified into metals and non-metals. There are many criteria on which we can classify these materials into metals and non-metals on the basis of different criteria. The first criteria is the physical characters or physical properties of metals and non-metals. What are the physical properties of these metals and non-metals, and what are the physical properties on which you classify, you can divide metals and non-metals? And these characters, these properties are like this. Number first property is malleability. It is the ability to be drawn in sheets. Ability to be drawn in sheets. Ability to be drawn in sheets. If you beat a substance and that substance gets deformed and forms the sheet like structures, this ability is known as malleability. This, for example, if it is the piece of iron, you can beat this piece of iron into the sheet like structure, these structures. This ability is known as malleability. It is only present in case of metals, only in metals. Non-metals are brittle. Non-metals are brittle. That means if you beat the non-metal, that gets broken down. Another property of metals or non-metals is ductility. Ductility means ability to be drawn in wire. That means the property by which a substance is drawn in wires. That means small wires like these wires. And this property is also the property of metals. Only metals can be processed to be drawn in wire. That means metals are formed or you can say here reshaped into wires. Different types of steel wires, iron wires, copper wires, etc. Now, sonorous. Sonorous means the ability of producing ringing sound. When you hit an electric pole made of iron with a stone, then their sound comes from that electric pole. That sound is known as ringing sound. Or in your school, when after the class is over, a bell is there. That bell, sound of the bell is the ringing sound. That bell is made of metals, and that is metals produce the ringing sound. No non-metal produces ringing sound. Another is conduction of heat and electricity. All the metals like iron, copper, aluminum, they are good conductors of electricity and heat. That means they can transmit heat and electricity both from one end to another end. For example, the wire which is connected to the electric pole and to your home, this through the wire, aluminum wire or copper wire, that is good conduction or good conductors of electricity. Electricity can pass through the metals, but non-metals they do not have, or they are not the good conductors of heat and electricity. Now, lustrous means having shining surface. Shining surface. Any metal which is the substance which is having shiny surface is referred as metal. Some non-metals are also having shiny surfaces, but mostly the metals are having shiny surfaces. Non-metals do not have these properties. Only metals have these properties. And non-metals are not lustrous. They are dull. They are bad conductors of heat. They are not sonorous. They are not ductile. That means they are having brittle nature. When you beat them, they cannot be drawn into sheets. They cannot be drawn into wires. That means brittlity. The examples of metal is there. Metal is iron is there, iron, copper, aluminum, etc. And non-metals are there. Carbon is there, oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, sulfur is there, phosphorus is there. These are non-metals. These was the characters of our physical properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you. Have a nice day.